I've been impressed with the urgency of doing. Knowing is not enough. We must apply. Being willing is not enough. We must do. Leonardo da Vinci. My friends, each and every day we come to you, and we come to you for free because I have decided over many, many years to share with you my knowledge, these daily charts for free. I have the Heikinashi. I'm looking at Heikinashi candlesticks. I have the Patreon members who help underwrite the cost of the channel, and they are most appreciated. But this comes to you for free. Why? Because I decided not to charge for it. And that is because I've seen too many people sold too many bills of goods that were empty sacks, or worse, misled you, and had people engaging in crazy activities only to lose their shirts. And I'll tell you what, when you start losing and you lose big, you stop trading and you go away. You go away as a loser. You think it's all fixed and nobody can win, or it's too complicated, and you miss out. So my friends, each and every day, we just ask for 10 to 15 minutes. Stay motivated. Stay with these charts. We do give benefits to our Patreon members. One of them is, and you can get it for free the day that it has already come out. You can go look at it and see what you get from it. You can find that on the Patreon page for Charting Wealth. And it is our trade execution summary grid. And it is also the 5-day plus analysis. Now we give you the probability of moves. We give you the backtest accuracy. We give you the predicted move for that next period. And again, it can be helpful. It's not dispositive because numbers never are. If this, my friends, was a numbers game, the engineers, the mathematicians would all be billionaires, and they're not, because it takes intuitiveness, which you build by practice. It takes part art, and it takes guts that you have to build again by practice, wisdom that you build by practice, knowledge that you build by practice. Each and every day, 10 to 15 minutes. I don't want to go on too long if I'm boring people, but I just feel like so much of my job here, besides giving you the raw numbers, is encouraging you in the right direction, because I'm not charging you. I'm not selling you a false bill of goods. I'm not deceiving you. I want you to practice and learn and empower yourself and win. That's what I want. Thank you so much. Let's jump into these charts. We see stocks are up today. Everything else is down. What do we see with the S&P 500? Well, we're going into the third week of green candles. We've moved above that prior high, so guess what we can do? We can take that out. If things do start to drop, we could put it back in as a potential level of support. I don't really see it as that. It's sort of where things went up to and then fell off of. So I would look at support somewhere else if things started dropping, like where they stopped moving down or where they held out for a while. But again, we're up a little bit for the day, 0.17%. You can see the latest 2-day candle. That is just the first day of the latest 2-day candle. And we look at what the high was last week. It was 714.47. This week, 715.63. So we've already moved a little bit higher. So that's good. We see where things moved in the morning and then in the afternoon. Open lower than the prior close. How do I know that? Because I have a red volume metric. That means whenever you see red on your volume, it means that it opened lower than the prior close, the candle did. And when you see it going green, it means it opened higher than the prior close. So that's what that tells you. And that's what it tells us this morning. Now, again, these are Heikin Ashi candlesticks. We like them because they take out so much of the volatility confusion. If you've not taken our training on Heikin Ashi candlesticks, I'm going to put it at the end of today's video. I have 2 on the internet. First one we did several 100,000, but I think have listened, watched it. The one I want you to watch, though, is the one I'm putting up. It was the second one. I think it's better just because I had more experience when I did that one, and I worked really hard to try to convey how to think about them. So please use that. So we're starting the week off, still moving up. We've got some room to move. Of course, what's controlling us so much, what's going to be going on in the Middle East, good or bad. If it's bad, market will go down. If it's good, market will keep going up. We see that we have had low volume. This is coming into the fourth week. It could change this week, but again, not a lot of volume, but the market has been moving up, means there's not a lot of buy-in there, so it's dangerous. What do we see going in with the NASDAQ 100? It's up less, 0.05%. So again, not much. You can see, again, open lower than the prior close in the morning, and up in the afternoon, it appears. We can see, let's see, the high last week was 664.51, 664.51 to 664.43. So we haven't hit the high of last week yet. Again, that's the reason I'm looking over here at these columns here where it gives you open, high, low, close. That's always good to do. Tag on the candlestick itself and then look over. You can get it on each of the charts for the three different time periods, 195-minute, 2-day, and the weekly. This is our short-term, medium-term, and long-term. We tend to trade off our weekly chart unless you have a magical shorter chart that just always works. Gold was that way for a while on the 4-hour chart. And we traded off the gold 4-hour chart like a literally just a magic lamp. It would just tell you which way it was going to go. And it did that for about 2 years. And then I was trying to remember a couple of shows ago when it stopped. But it did stop. And of course, when that magic stops, then you stop using it. But when you see something wonderful that is just serendipitous, something you pick up on, you notice that when the volume's this high, this candle always works, whatever it might be, it'll work for a while till the market figures it out, and then it won't work. Sometimes it goes on longer than expected. Now, so we see the week starting off, we got a green candle, but, again, no volume to speak of. No volume on the weekly, had high volume, above average volume last week on the Thursday, Friday candle, but this latest candle starting off pretty weak on the 2-day. See where we are on bonds. Now, I'm getting excited seeing bonds move down 0.50%, and on this 2-day chart penetrating the weekly trend line. Same on the weekly, although it's not much of a trend line. And of course, the half day has been below for 2 days now, Friday and today. It's getting me excited about what? Tom, why would you buy bonds if they're going down? Because there's an inverse bond fund called Tango, Bravo, Foxtrot. What is that? That's the ProShares 20-year short. And it's a green candle. So again, after all these spinning tops dojis, all this indecision, maybe bonds are trying to catch fire. I wish we would see more volume here. We saw some in the afternoon again, but nothing on the 2-day for a while. And since that doji on the week of Monday, the 13th of April, beginning then, we haven't had average volume. So last week it wasn't, this week. I don't know if we'll get there, but, moving down, moving up. Now, that is on the inverse, which means down on the underlying asset itself is exciting, something you might want to practice trade. If you've not taken our training in inverse funds, how to make money when markets crash, you need to do so. You can practice trade that. What do we see on gold? Gold pulling back. Again, not much of a trend line here, but it's blown through it. You can see 3 down candles. That's really 2.5 because just the first day of the latest 2-day candle, but no volume on the 2-day. And you can see that the half day's been below since Wednesday the 22nd. And again, gold pulling back 0.78% for the day. So it looks like gold is reversing. Bonds are reversing. What about Bitcoin? Well, Bitcoin, we're putting in a green candle to start the week. You can see a doji for the 2-day, and you can see a spate of dojis and down movement on the half-day with average volume there. Not a lot of volume on the 2-day, and the weekly has not been average volume since the beginning of March. Again, going into the 4th week of an up candle, this may, again, never know with Bitcoin. We're going into the 4th week, and Bitcoin has managed to survive an up move now. Going into the 4th week after just the little 2-day ponies where it went up for 2 days and down, up for 2 days and down, up for 2 days and down, up for 2 days and down. But now we're going into the 4th week. Haven't hit the high again. This could go red, but let's keep an eye on Bitcoin. If it keeps trying to build that base and moving up, it has so far. But down for the day, 1.05%. Forgive me being long-winded, but I just wanted to philosophize a little bit, encourage you, tell you to stick this out. Learn by doing. It's not that hard. Remember, it's just a binary decision. Is the stock or ETF going up or down? That's all there is to it, a 0 or a 1. Can it be that hard? If you overthink it, it sure can be. If you don't take the proper precautions, it sure can be. But it can also be extremely rewarding. Stick with it, my friends. You can do this. And if, of course, you want our book, the minute you become a Patreon member, you get my latest book, The 3-Wave Trading Advantage, and the 3-part series, Options Made Simple, the Charting Wealth Way, in addition to the early access to the 5-day plus analysis and the trade execution summary grid, which I already sent out even before recording today's show. God bless. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth.